nice and slow. Scratch the itchy nose, and then you can start working through.
Yeah.
How's it feeling to you there, Ninj?
That's
Feels like we're on a good
therapeutic.
spot.
Yeah, it's sort of something you can't talk heaps through.
Just as I throw to him.
Maybe it's good to talk through and you can distract a little. And
yeah, there is commonly just that little bit down, like towards the top. There's normally, most people have a little trigger point in this area here where I am, and can quite often shoot some pain down in the top of the foot. Hey guys, we're back for another video with Jason Ninj. Today we're treating the Tibialis Anterior, so this muscle at the front of your shin here, so A, coming down into your foot. So this one here at the front of your shin, we're going to treat it on Ninj right here. But actually, Ninj, we've got the matching undies on today, bro. Look at that. Didn't even coordinate, but it just happened that way. So
throw that in.
Fun fact for you guys out there, we wear the same undies. So we don't swap though. I've got mine.
Hope not.
And
put our name on them, don't we?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, we wearing Ninja's undies. It's yeah, don't know where that's been. So yeah, the Tibialis anterior. We're starting just at the base of the knee here. So finding the border of the tibia, which is the big bone in your leg coming down the front here. So you might have seen previously I just did a shin splint video, which was more focusing on the tibialis posterior and this actually treating on the tibia itself. But this side a bit more on the lateral side of that tibia. So yeah, tibialis anterior working down the front of the shin here. So this can be quite good to release if someone's got really stiff ankle range of motion. So if you're trying to squat and lunge, or you just generally feel that you have a restricted range in that sort of knee to wall test, sometimes it's really good to actually work through this tibialis anterior to help to release some tension that might be holding that ankle and not allowing it to move properly. So it's really good to get stuck into. Not a lot of people get as much treatment through this area. A lot of time there's focus on the calves and the back of the leg, but this tibialis anterior can actually be quite sensitive once we do get into it. People are like, oh, I didn't even know that was tight or sore in there. So yeah, it can be sort of the silent assassin in that area. Yeah, if you're a runner or someone that's doing a lot of plyos and jumps and that sort of thing, you definitely want to get your tibialis anterior released. Make sure you've got good function of that lower leg. So we can start off with a few broad palm strokes, working through there. Then we can actually go a bit more lateral towards the perineals, but we're still going to stay on the tibialis anterior. So just sinking in just off that fibula head, which is the little bone just out here. So you can feel the fibula head there. And then if you drop below that, now you're on the actual fibula. So we're just going to go just above that, and then sink in and just slowly start to move through there again. Feeling for any sticking points or spots in the tissue that are pushing back that are a bit harder.
Feels good.
Feels good.
Yeah,
good to get it released.
Feels therapeutic. Yeah.
So just keep working down. Can reinforce if I need to put a bit more pressure in there, if I feel like my forearms are giving way or can't sustain the pressure. But these days I've sort of built up the strength to be able to maintain it. But if you're new to bodywork or new to this sort of method, then yeah, you can reinforce with a bit more pressure, or you can actually start to use your elbow and forearm. So we might show you how to get the heavy artillery in there. So a bit of wax on the forearm and elbow, not too much. And then you pick up the slack in Ninja's skin or the client on the table. And then we're just finding the tibia, so you can really find the point of that tibia. And then we're just going to the side, sinking in, nice and slow. Scratch the itchy nose, and then you can start working through.
Yeah, that's another level.
How's it feeling to you there, Ninj?
That's
feels like we're on a good
therapeutic.
spot.
Yeah, it's sort of something you can't talk heaps through.
Just as I throw to him.
Maybe it's good to talk through and you can distract a little. And
yeah, there is commonly just that little bit down, like towards the top. There's normally, most people have a little trigger point in this area here where I am, and can quite often shoot some pain down in the top of the foot. So just good to always get some feedback and see how people are feeling there. If they are experiencing any of that referral. little flick there, so you can just go between those couple of grooves.
Whoa.
I feel like it's more that way.
It's
Yeah.
therapeutic. Yeah, it's really,
Therapeutic, he says.
it's really good.
That face says therapeutic, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, it's really good.
So just take it nice and slow. Sometimes we need to stop and wait. Let that tissue release, then we can start to move again. So we're not just doing constant strips all the way through. Always changing angles, changing out, the way we're hitting that muscle and that tendon. So yeah, this is a bit easier on your own body. If you're struggling to maintain pressure with your thumbs or your forearms or your wrists, then this one's a bit easier. But it does require a bit more tact, as you can sort of flick off this muscle a little bit. So that's why you've got to take it slow as well.
Yeah, it's all these different sensations shooting down.
Yeah, it's
really good.
Quite nervy sort of feeling, but
yeah, it's cool.
It's magic at unlocking really stiff ankles. So I can't recommend enough if you have had previous ankle injuries or you just feel really tight through and around the ankles. This sort of work will definitely make a big difference for you. So help to improve your performance and your lifting and your range of motion in the gym. So it means you'll be able to do better quality work. So we can actually start down more in the ankle as well. So we can get sort of into our traditional like ankle money spot as the tibialis anterior tendon. So if Ninja flexes his foot up, we can see that tendon coming in there. Give him a little click.
Saw where it's being worked on.
And then he can relax. So we know we can sink in there and then we can start to trace our way up. So this is if we need to do a bit more specific. If we've found a spot down here that gets quite stuck, then we can just get the thumb in. And hopefully you've got the thumb endurance to maintain the pressure. If you can't, you can double thumb, reinforce. But thankfully I've got the bendy practitioner thumb, so generally serves quite well. And just hold it there, working up. If I need to, I can actually stand up and that way I can actually use my body weight a bit more. So if I really want to push down.
Yeah, immobilises the joint too, I feel.
Yeah, a little bit of a joint mode by sort of bouncing on it. Can move back and keep pushing up. There's normally a little hot spot just above there. I might get a little bit more wax just so I have a bit more slide in that area. I can also switch my thumb around. What do you reckon, Ninja? We're going pretty well today, aren't we?
Yeah, speaking well.
Speaking well. It's been a while, but I reckon we're back, aren't we?
Still got a little bit to go. So
you reckon we're still time to stuff something up?
Have some
What do you
blooper.
reckon, guys? How are we going today?
What I'm interested in, Jace, is where this attaches into as well, in the foot.
Yeah, that's right. Where did I throw that little sheet? It's
Somewhere
behind your head. I'll give it to you, and then you can have a little chat with everyone about it. You can show them where it attaches in your foot.
I love looking at the anatomy colouring book, and I like looking at this bit here. So you got the pink one. So you see here, pink here, where it attaches right along the shin there. So this has taken off everything right along there. Then it's back on again, and it's goes right through here, through the ankle, like where Jace was saying, and then hooks underneath your big toe line there. And then the contrasting one is your tibialis posterior, I think, or yeah. So that joins on a similar spot, but E is the what is that?
He's lost it.
Peroneus longus.
Spoke too early.
So E peroneus longus. Let's see how that goes through and hooks underneath the foot as well. So yeah, sort of similar kind of spot on the bone, and but it's just. I just find it fascinating what kind of starts in the calf and the shins, ends up in the foot. So yeah, Jason's got
the
a
other
little bit
thing
on
is,
me
if
now.
you're having a bit of pain, as Ninja just described, that tibialis anterior comes in and around here, so we can actually work through the bottom of the foot. Hopefully you can see. Maybe if you come over my shoulder, you'll get that angle of where we're getting into. So I can also get Ninja to roll over, but for the video's sake, I'll just treat it this way. So we just find the base of the toe there, and we can actually, so if you're getting a lot of pain through the arch, this sort of area is really good to get stuck into. So we're not just focusing on just the muscle, we can actually target the other end of the muscle where it attaches into the foot. Yeah, if you've had a lot of foot pain or what you think is plantar fasciitis, sometimes it can be more these deeper layers. So the plantar fascia is more the most superficial layer in the foot, but there's actually 3 to 4 layers of other tissue beneath that. So that can be these deep foot muscles that are originating from up in the shin. So yeah, that's why we can get stuck in and have a really good effect on chronic sort of foot pain or plantar fasciitis or whatever it is. People that have been told, oh, you'll need to wear orthotics and get your foot to change shape and whatever. Well, a lot of the time that's not going to work, because you actually need to address the tissues that are causing the foot to be dysfunctional. So if you're not actually getting in and affecting those tissues and treating them effectively, then yeah, that foot's never going to fully restore function. Yes, that arch support might provide a bit of a different feedback, but as soon as you take that away, the foot's just going to go back to how it always functions. So we actually need to strip it back and start to teach it to work properly and get these muscles to interact better with each other. And as you can see, it causes a bit of grief for Ninja there.
Yeah, therapeutic.
It's definitely a therapeutic pain, that's for sure. So getting stuck in at the base of that toe, which is where it attached. So then we're just working our way through.
Jeez.
Always pretty sensitive through this arch. We'll sink out of that one. So yeah, we can obviously spend a bit longer on there, but we just want to demo how we can treat the tibialis anterior, and it can improve whether you've got any ankle issues or foot pain. So yeah, there it is, guys. Tibialis anterior, another video with Jason Ninja. Stay tuned for the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.